Hey guys, this is Dave. Just watched game 3. It's over. Not the series, the game. Obviously, I wouldn't be writing off the Golden State Warriors just yet. But, I don't know. Steph Curry played absolutely awful the first 3 quarters. But what was weird was he was missing the same 3-point shots that he would usually make, and then in the fourth quarter he exploded and he had something like 24 points. So yeah, he did pretty well, not as a whole, but like his fourth quarter was pretty damn clutch, but he just came up a little bit short, and so did his team. That's why they lost. And LeBron was really not that efficient, like shooting percentage wise, but like actual scoring wise, he did pretty well. Took him a bunch of shots, but he scored 40 points tonight. And Dova was shockingly again a beast, to say the very least, of all his accomplishments tonight. He just looked like, the term they use is a glue guy. Like he was keeping that team together, so to speak. Like obviously LeBron does a lot of that stuff and he's like an all-around good player. But I don't know, like Dova, he was getting a lot of loose balls. He was taking dives for every loose ball. It felt like he was taking fouls like a boss. There was one point in the fourth quarter where he had like 3 Golden State Warrior defenders on him, and he just hit a floater, nailed it. And I don't know, he just looked really solid out there in general. But I also got to mention, since I'm mentioning the good things, I also got to mention some of the bad things. His defense on Steph Curry was much worse than his defense on him the first 3 quarters. Like the fourth quarter, he just, I don't know, he got gassed out because he was making all sorts of plays, so I figure he was just really tired. So he got a little bit sleepy, so to speak, on defense. Gave up a couple 3-point shots. Then Curry started getting into a rhythm. But the first 3 quarters, Curry only scored 3 points on 1 3-point shot. And from all the way back in the first quarter. So yeah, he was not very good, obviously, the first 3 quarters. And let's see, what else? Thompson didn't do all that great scoring-wise. He only got like 10 points, but he rebounded a lot. He blocked a few shots. At least 1 or 2 that I could remember. Or if not blocked, say altered is a better word, because sometimes you don't always block shots, but you sort of like, you don't exactly swat it, but you know, you sort of fuck up its trajectory. So yeah, he definitely did that a few times. LeBron actually got, I think, like 2 blocks tonight, so he was solid on defense. Cavs got a couple steals. The only thing that really made me cringe that the Cavs did was from Shumpert. They had an inbounds pass, and the game was still in question. It was still pretty close toward the end of the fourth quarter. And Shumpert, of all people, he's not even a very good inbounds pass kind of guy. And for some reason, David Blatt has him inbounding. God knows why. And he just inbounds it, right? And he passes it right to Steph Curry for a turnover. And then the defense couldn't get on him quick enough, so he just nailed the 3. And instead of the lead being at, I think it was 7 at the time, went back down to 4. So that was pretty fucking boneheaded, coaching-wise and, you know, player-wise and just play-wise in general. It was awful. Admittedly, David Blatt should have had someone else inbounding. I'm not sure who he would have inbounded with. I guess he should have put in Mike Miller, even though he's a bit older. He's like 35, 34 or something like that. But he's a veteran player, so he had a couple really good inbounds passes in Miami. I think he could have done that play and just gotten rid of that hurry 3 that didn't need to be hit. But I guess that's just nitpicking right now since Cavs did win. The only thing I gotta say for the Warriors is their defense needed to get better through the first 3 quarters, and then it got better in the 4th quarter. And same thing with their offense. Their offense in the first 3 quarters wasn't that great, because it's mostly through Curry and Thompson. And Thompson basically, in my opinion, outplayed Curry for most of the game until the 4th quarter, where Curry just went off. But same thing, their offense was not so great. The first 3 quarters, pretty inefficient. And then they picked it up in the 4th. But if the Cavs keep this up, they might actually get their first title in franchise history. And finally actually bring some glory to Cleveland. And honestly, I'd be happy to see that, because going into the series, even though I didn't really believe in it too much, Vegas, you know, the betting sort of stuff, had Golden State winning the finals over Cleveland. So I was like, you know, they got LeBron, but technically, by the betting systems, they're considered an underdog. And I usually root for underdogs in the Stanley Cup Finals, the NBA Finals, the World Series, anything where there's an underdog, unless my teams that I like are playing, such as the Mets, the Giants, the Heat, the Rangers. But yeah, that was game 3. 2 other points of note. LeBron now set the NBA Finals record for most points through the first 3 games of the NBA Finals of any player ever, because he had 40-something points the first game, 44 points the second game, and he had 40 points again this game. So that's somewhere up in the 120s, if not 130s. I'm not sure the exact numbers, so I'm guessing it's in the 120s, close to 130s, like mid-120s. And the only other thing was he was 2 assists shy of a triple-double. And normally in a loss that wouldn't matter, but legacy-wise, he would have been either the first player. Yeah, I think it was the first player since Magic Johnson, and I forget which other player, sorry about that, guys, to get back-to-back triple-doubles in the NBA Finals. They were saying it on the broadcast, but I forgot the other guy who had that. Alright, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye!